we need someone who really understands both how partners can be successful and help with customer outcomes, but also how to make them really successful over time. These are long-term relationships that we're setting up. We think the experience that we have and the experience that our communities have and our networks have is going to be really valuable to what enterprises are going to go through with AI.
I've always said, we're not just on a rocket ship, we're on a rocket ship that's on a rocket ship. And with AI, I feel like we're now 3 layers of rocket ship. So we're definitely moving fast. And I think partners are going to be an important part of it.
Yeah. So Seth, you've been working with us for a few months now and really kind of architecting what the Chief Customer Officer role is going to be doing. Why don't you give us a little bit of your vision on what that looks like?
So interestingly, everyone says 3 to 6 months when you start a role, join a company, whatever it might be. I would say in the world we're in today, the market, changing in people's roles, the changing in people's infrastructure, technology, and also the new challenges they face. Whatever we do, we're going to have to do significantly quicker. So we've already made a start on partners. And the good news is we're not going out there and asking partners, have you seen this problem? Actually, those partners are coming to us and saying, hey, I'm hitting these stumbling blocks. My customers are asking me for a more secure, more sovereign way of solving these real world problems. You mentioned earlier, enterprises, are kind of on the cusp of adopting, but there's something holding them back. And it's actually those partners what we need, right? Because they've done multiple transformations over decades. They are the trusted advisors to these, C-level execs. It might be security, it might be the exec officer, it might be the CFO, depending on different drivers in the market at any given time. And those partners are already gravitating to a pattern, to a potential solution, and now the technology. So we need the right partners who are going to meet the customers where they are. We need to work together, addressing where the technology meets the customer's needs. We also need to do it significantly faster than any transformation before us. But a partner has a lot of the same challenges when it's an emerging technology and an emerging pattern, is you still fundamentally need the right people. Now, those people are going to be superhuman and AI supported, as every new industry and existing industry needs to pivot to. Our partners can do that relatively quickly because they've already pivoted their workforce many, many times. And then they can also help customers transform their workforce. So how do you take the IT guy who sits at the end of a help desk, but now give them the right context so that they're addressing the needs? How do you ensure that the CFO is getting to the data they could never access? Because they've already been in those areas with previous transformations, cost reduction, supply chain improvements. So they know the base systems, they know the regulations, which is incredibly important as well. They also have the industry knowledge, and then comes the technology stack that supports it. So number one, it's got to be partners. Number two is then those champions. You start picking up signals, and those signals are typically, again, someone on LinkedIn or someone locally who actually make you rethink, am I doing the right thing? Should I be doing something differently? Should I change my pace? Should I be challenging the status quo? And actually that's happened many, many times. If you think about the same in open source, with integration, with analytics, process automation, and now we've got AI. Again, throughout all of that, there was always the one person asking, is this good enough? Should we be doing something different? And that comes to the Champions program. And then the final bit is, okay, you've got someone who can help you do it. You've got another team who can help you imagine what it should be like. What about the people who are hands-on keyboard? Again, AI supported superhumans who can vibe code stuff out. But we need those techies because ultimately they're the ones who are designing the patterns. They're the ones configuring technology to meet a specific customer need, to drive adoption of a change in process, drive the adoption of technology, but also to ensure that the outcome matches what the product does, what the process needs, and what the exec ultimately signed up for. So that's what we need to do. Partners, champions, and ambassadors. We need to turn all of them on in parallel because each of them are actually codependent and feed on each other as well.
I love that, Seth. Thank you for painting the big picture there. I think one of the topics that maybe underscores all three of those layers is trust. And these people are trusted. And I think that's maybe the important part.